Hey, everybody. Hi, and welcome to this week's Definitely Not Silent Rocksmith live stream live from San Francisco. It's Fleet Week, so you may actually hear the Blue Angels buzzing our building. That's something that happens once a year, so you never know. But at the very least, you're going to hear 3 songs from Joy Division. You like that segue? I'm pretty good at these segues. Joy Division is this week's DLC artist, something that I was not sure how the community would react to, but it's been very, very positive. People are really interested in, they like the really strong guitar parts that they hear in these songs. So you're going to hear all 3 Joy Division songs. We've got a bonus song that's not Joy Division, but might be of interest that's already in our library. And we've got giveaways from Ernie Ball. We've got Steam codes to give you for this content. And we've got an awful lot of people that we haven't seen on the stream in a while, and some people who have never been on the stream before. It turns out that the Joy Division fans are legion in this office, and believe it or not, I had 4 or 5 different people ask if they could play. So guess what? You're going to see 4 or 5 fresh faces this week. Let's kick it off with the trailer for Joy Division. These 3 songs are available now on most platforms. We are actually having a little problem right now with some of the Sony European stuff. There is a delay. We'll keep you posted on that as we find out what the current status is. But for those of you on Xbox and Steam, well, you can play these now. And here they are. When we come back, first song.
Getting faster, moving faster, now it's getting out of hand. On the 10th floor, down the back stairs, into no man's land. Lights are flashing, cars are crashing, getting frequent now. I've got the spirit, lose the feeling, let it out somehow.
That's what's on deck for this week, and a lot of positivity I see in our chat room. If you are in our chat room, feel free to ask questions and comment, because as the show goes on, I'll be able to try to answer as many of those questions as possible. We'll even have a Q&A segment later in the show. But I'm really happy to see people say, oh, wow, I love that you guys did these songs, and this is one of my favorite songs of all time. And, hey, that always feels good, because we're trying to diversify. We're trying to bring different contexts of guitar into your Rocksmith experience. So hopefully you're going to dig it this week. And if you don't, maybe you'll dig it by the end of the show. We'll start off with Transmission. which is being played today by Jason Kokel and Emmy Batista. Jason, are you the note tracker?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I wasn't sure because honestly, there's so many people on the show this week that are like just fans of the music, and I didn't, like we don't have some of the note trackers that have been here for a few months. They've sort of like out of the office, so like I'm like, who's subbing in and who's not? Anything of note here?
Yeah, most of the notes are single notes for pretty much almost the whole song, like the first at least 2/3, and then the last is some sort of accented, held out chords with a mixture of single notes. So it's like there isn't a whole lot of, I'm doing one thing, I'm going to the next thing, I'm going to do one thing, I mean, there are different riffs, but you can pretty much focus on single note melodies in the lead path for a really long time. So if you're more comfortable with that, you could level those up probably pretty quickly. As a single note lead player. So it's ideal for that. It's a cool song. It's has a fairly dark sound to it, which a lot of Joy Division.
A lot of Joy Division does.
Yeah.
Emmy, you're on bass, and you had asked. This was not the song that was your first choice, if I recall, right?
I didn't ask for Joy Division.
I thought you did.
No, you sent demands out. I need players for
No,
yeah.
because I had other people that wanted to play.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, okay. Get out. We'll get Adrian in here. He was interested in playing Joy Division.
So.
Oh, okay.
So
well, then thank you. I
welcome.
swore so I keep a holy Post-it note on my monitor that says who's interested in playing what.
Yeah.
And I swore you told me that you were.
I think you were trying to get ahead for 2 weeks, and then you had noticed that everybody who had been on like the note trackers had dropped. And so you were just like, sign up. And I was like, okay.
Oh, well, then thank you for taking one for the team. I appreciate that. Because, my incompetence knows no bounds. And it's due to helpful team members like our production coordinator, Emmy, that, yeah.
Team player.
All right, team player, let's play. Team, it's Transmission by Joy Division, one of the 3 songs in this week's Joy Division Song Pack. After this first song is complete, we will give away some great gear from Ernie Ball, so stick around. I love the ending because it's got this fever pitch all the way through, and it drives and drives and drives, and it just kind of feels like the machine falls apart.
Yes.
And I know that's the intent, but man, I think it's so cool when they do that. Excellent. Anything else you wanted to add, either one of you, or you don't have to?
No, I think that this song built into it has a nice way of learning those chord shapes because it's giving you time to transition.
does.
You can hold out and then get ready for the next one, and that's at the top level. You've done you've done your job.
Yeah. Beware the Penguin said this is probably the most approachable song in the pack for both paths.
Oh yeah,
like
I would
it's
say so.
it's something that you can really dive in and just hey, you'll feel satisfied after you play it. So
Yeah.
cool. Thanks very much, both
Thank
of you.
you.
Let's do that Ernie Ball giveaway of which I spoke. We have some gifts here from Ernie Ball that we can give on to you. It's everything you see here. Going to go home with one winner. Well, technically two winners, but we're not going to do both giveaways at the same time. We are giving away one pack of everything that you see right here. It's probably worth about $35. You got brand new Ernie Ball Slinky strings for both your guitar and your bass. BBQ Kyle said he wants to win today because he just broke a string. Well, hey, maybe Moobot will smile upon you because this is a random giveaway. So you're going to get two sets of strings. You're going to get the peg winder, which helps change those strings. If you have tried to change your strings without a peg winder or some sort of crank tool, man, you're doing it the hard way. Go easy mode with a peg winder. The Wonder Wipe system, of which I am very fond. It's a way to keep your guitar shiny and new. Cleans your strings, conditions your fretboard, and polishes the finish. All of these things in pre-moistened towelette, super easy to use. You'll get a sampler pack. You get to try each one of those on the guitars that you own. Plus, a brand new strap. They are still brown, so if you happen to have a natural colored guitar or a sunburst colored guitar or even an acoustic guitar with a natural finish, you may find that this is a very good fit. And, of course, there's picks as well. You're going to have a dozen picks from Ernie Ball, 3 of our pink Skullboy picks. These are limited. You can only get them here. We only give them away. We don't sell them. Sorry, we're just not prepared to do that. But you can get it here, and as I said, you can win if your name is chosen by Moobot. Now, what you have to do is not only check in with UB Vertigo today, because UB Vertigo is Doug, our community manager, but as those of you who have been watching the show for a couple of weeks know, Doug is going to be standing here where I am very soon. In just a few weeks, Doug will be joining us as the community developer proper and taking his place on the CM side, on the community management side, I believe is UB Jurassic. So they will tell you what you need to know. And yes, please welcome Brian, our incoming CM. That's UB Jurassic. And they will tell you what you need to do to enter this giveaway. When this giveaway is done, do not fret. We have another. I didn't even mean that. I'm sorry, but don't worry, because we have another giveaway coming up shortly. We'll do some Steam code giveaways for the Joy Division pack, and then we'll have another one of those Ernie Ball packs a little bit later in the show. If you are just joining us, you have missed the first song. That's a bummer, but don't worry. You can watch the video, the replay here on Twitch if you'd like. My name's Dan Amrick. I'm your community developer on behalf of Rocksmith, and we are playing all 3 Joy Division songs. That's this week's DLC pack. We're playing them in their entirety, and we're playing them with a lot of additional guests. One person that's sitting next to me now you will recognize is Brian Shu. The other person you will not recognize. Do you want to sign in, please? Tell people who you are and what you do.
Who are you, Brian?
Wow, that's pretty great. Yeah, Ty, you did it. Hi.
Hi.
Mostly him.
Oh.
Did you guys plan this? This is great.
No. Oh, we didn't.
Damn. All right. Yeah, I was like flanging.
Yeah. Hi, my name's Nolan. I've been working on Rocksmith for a while. Yeah.
That's it. Yes, your art and UI and stuff, right? And
UI, UX, yeah.
And you worked on South Park as well, right?
I did.
You did. But before that, did you work on Rocksmith 2014?
I did. And
You did.
Rocksmith 1.
Holy cow! So you're old school.
I'm old, period.
You're vintage.
Yeah.
This is a guitar show. We talk about vintage,
Yeah.
not age.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, yes. Wow, they're all about your guitar. Sick Jazzmaster. This is the first Jazzmaster we've had on the show.
Check out this neck.
But yeah, specifically, this is a Jazzmaster that you built 100%.
Minus the pickups, yeah. I got
Okay,
those
but
on
like
my
you sculpted this neck.
Yeah.
You carved the body, the
Yeah.
whole bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Hot damn.
And I refinished it many times for some reason. I just get impatient, change my mind. But I used to make weirder guitars, and then as I've grown older, I've been more in tune with classic shapes
Right.
and stuff like that.
So when you sit down to say I'm going to build my own Jazzmaster, you know that they already have bodies that you can buy,
Yeah.
but you decided to carve yourselves. How do you start? Where do you find the right template? How do you know when you've got the contours the way that you want them?
You don't. I mean, if you think about how they made them back then, they didn't CNC mill stuff. There's a lot of hand sanding, and that changes the shape of things dramatically. So, you start with some templates, you CAD print them out, and, I like tone tested, tap toned a bunch of different woods and figured out what I wanted and just started going at it. But this isn't the first guitar I've made, so there's a lot of trash. You can spend months and months and months on something, and it sounds like garbage. So
Right. But if it looks pretty, we were talking about that a little bit earlier, that some people are like, yeah, I made this gorgeous looking guitar. Sounds like nastiness,
Yeah.
but the goal is to get it both pretty and sonorous.
Right.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for finally coming on the show. I've actually been asking you to be on the show for a good long time, but it took Joy Division to motivate you.
Yeah, it did. As you can see, it's one of my favorite bands.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, that's great. And welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
And Shu, you did the note track for Disorder, right?
I did.
Or did you? Who did the note track for Disorder? Okay,
know.
somebody else.
It just
It's
appeared.
probably
I don't-
Shane or it's
I
probably
don't
Sam.
think I did
It's one of
any
those people.
the Joy Division tunes.
Oh.
But I do remember working on a couple, and I remember there being a lot of what seems to be yelling in the vocals, which I'm not sure if this is the tune.
There's a little
bit of yelling.
Not too much.
All right.
It's Ian Curtis's weird sing style.
Yeah.
All
I'll
right.
take it.
Let's dig it.
And a lot of repetitive bass, so you get
Yeah.
ready.
This was the song everybody wanted to play on, by the way. We had multiple people bumped and shuffled because of this.
As I play it, I might remember some things about this tune.
Ah, we going?
It's Disorder by Joy Division. After this, another giveaway.
I've been waiting for a guy to come and take me by the hand. Your these sensations make me feel the pleasures of a normal man. These sensations spare the innocence leaving for another day. I've got the spirit, lose the feeling, take the shock away. It's getting faster, moving faster now, it's getting out of hand. On the 10th floor down the back stairs, into no man's land. Lights are flashing, cars are crashing, getting frequent now. I've got the spirit, lose the feeling, let it out somehow.
Those low E's are super dissonant.
Yep.
But super cool. I don't know what to do there.
What means to you, what means to me, and we will meet again. I'm watching you, I watch it all, I take no pity from your friends. Who is right, who can tell, and who gives a damn right now? Till the spirit new sensation takes hold, then you know. Till the spirit new sensation takes hold, then you know. Till the spirit new sensation takes hold, then you know.
Dude, that last part definitely makes me feel things.
Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful dissonant things.
Yeah, man. Like, yeah, I do specifically remember that ending. Like, especially all those E's.
This weird chromatic.
Yeah, and that weird. He's basically just doing that, and then yeah, it's such a weird tune.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to
especially the bass
explain a
part.
little bit about what you mean about the E being dissonant compared to the rest of the song? Like, can you summarize that for people that are like not familiar with what you mean?
So the
It sounds like it doesn't
yeah,
belong is sort of the
yeah.
short version.
So the tune is in what key? It's like, so the main tune is right, and then yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
So
you-
just it's just not in the same family of notes, really.
So that's a G. So the whole tune is basically in like G major, or I mean G minor, or E flat major. So if you play an E over that, that's like that note does not belong in this tune at all.
Right.
But it's just really cool. Like,
But yeah,
just
it
hearing
creates
that-
a weird tension and a weird like,
does.
what am I hearing? And then it
Yeah.
resolves again, and you're like, okay, I feel fine again.
Yeah.
And
But
then-
that it repeats and repeats and repeats too
Yeah.
also gets you used to that dissonance,
Right.
which is
Right.
interesting. So I mean, there's dissonance in the guitar line too, and it's that note is in there, and it's like,
Yeah.
what does that have to do with anything?
right.
It just becomes a sea of okayness.
Yeah, a lot of times musicians, especially, I mean, just guitar players and bass players will throw in open strings just kind of as like a noise effect.
Sure.
Because even if it's not a note that fits within the key that they're playing in. But in this tune, they're very much like, yeah, I want to play that E over like the rest of the tune. And that's really cool. I like it. It's kind of free jazz, or not.
Yeah.
It's kind of like out jazz a little bit.
Out jazz, whatever that is.
Out jazz. Hashtag out jazz.
I like it.
I don't know what it is. But yeah, I mean, it's there intentionally to mess with the listener. Like that's part of their artistic intent here is to grab you and be like, no, we're doing something different.
Yeah.
And if this sounds weird, good.
Yeah, and there's a lot of parts of the tune where like you'll just see like these random bass chords, and I think literally he's just made a decision to like, I'm just gonna hit these strings, and I don't know, it's cool.
Right. All right. Thank you both.
Thank you.
And please do come back again, Nolan. I mean, Shu has to, but anytime you're inspired to play,
I don't
you're
have to?
always welcome. You don't have to, but we'd like you to.
Cool. It was awesome. Thank you.
Great, thanks.
Nice to meet all of you.
We're going to do the giveaway for the Steam codes. So what you want to do is pay attention to UB Vertigo and UB Jurassic right now. They will tell you what you need to do to enter our giveaway for 5 codes for Steam. So we'll have 5 winners for this one. They'll send you a note here as a whisper. They'll send you your code if you are one of the 5 winners. And everyone will know who wins, so that'll be fun. While we do that, let's take a look at a video. It's the 60-day challenge. Some of you know that this was a bigger deal around the launch of 2014, but it still works. The 60-day challenge is a way if we say, people say, I don't know if I'm really going to learn guitar, or even worse, like, I don't know if I'm getting any better. Well, the 60-day challenge was a way to help you gauge that, to be able to look and see, like, yeah, I've gotten significantly better over a set period of time. 60 days, play for an hour a day. It can be 60 non-consecutive days. It can be 60 days over 3 months. That's fine. But if you put in the work and you put in an hour a day playing Rocksmith, you will see actual benefits and you will see the results of your hard work. So to prove that, we did some videos with some folks back around launch, gave them the game, gave them a guitar, and said over 60 days, do the 60-day challenge. This is Brian's story. This is just one of the many success stories. Some of you watching are also success stories. We just don't have you on video because we respect your privacy. So take a look at this. We'll be back with more Joy Division. We'll be back with more giveaways, and we'll be back with more special guests playing a bonus song right after this. Thanks for being here.
My name is Brian Redmond, and I'm 18 years old. When I was a freshman in high school, I realized, I always just played sports, and, that was it, And then I was like, well, maybe guitar, guitar's cool. People play guitars around a campfire. So I went and took, 6 lessons, right? It was, once a week. At first, it was so cool, It's like, I got an electric guitar. It's this cool guitar. And I was like, oh, this is great. I think this is going to be awesome. I used it, 3 times. With the schedule I had with playing sports, I was just like, it's not worth it to me at this time. I would love to do it, but like, it's just not working. I took lessons 5 years ago now, and I know you're supposed to strum and hold the pick, and besides that, I couldn't tell you a thing. I think there's 6 strings. There's 6 strings on a guitar. I can almost be positive on that, I think. I'm definitely struggling with the chords themselves. I can't figure out how you're supposed to lightly hold this string while you hit it and then let go and like make a noise. Like I'm really struggling with that. My strumming has got quicker, like where I can hit faster notes, and I really like fast notes and fast songs. I'm actually getting the right fingering where I need to be on quick, hard chords, so I'm really happy about that. It's really becoming a serious hobby for me, and my friends and family are noticing that, and it's cool to see them see me, especially now that I'm getting better. At first, I was kind of like, don't look at me, because I'm no good, you know? But now I'm proud of how I've progressed, and I'm glad that they can see that. What's most important for me right now is that my progress is continuing to improve. I think I'm kind of making some big steps here. I'm just really happy with where I'm at right now. Before I started, if someone told me I would be where I'm at now at day 60 with playing the guitar, I'd call them crazy. Everyone was making fun of me, you know, at first, like, we know who you are, you're not musical, like, it's not gonna happen. Everyone that I talked to was like, well, go take guitar lessons. Like, that's how it's gonna happen. If not, you're looking for an easy way out. But when they started seeing the results, they're shocked. I feel like, yes, I can call myself a guitar player now, but I want to become even a better guitar player, and I want to keep going. Rocksmith, the 60-day challenge, was just the start of what's, you know, hopefully yet to come.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Rocksmith live stream. My name's Dan Amrick. I'm the community developer on behalf of Rocksmith. And we are coming to you live from San Francisco, the beautiful city by the bay. And we are playing the music of Joy Division through most of this week because that's our latest DLC pack for Rocksmith Remastered. And we've played 2 of those songs so far. We'll get to 1 more, but in the meantime, we have time to do a bonus song. Our music library our music library is quite large. We're creeping up on 1,300 songs. I mean, like, it's either this week or next week that we'll hit 1,300 songs. So that means there's probably a lot of stuff in the library that you might not even realize has been there because we've been putting out DLC since 2011. It's kind of bananas. So what we like to do is when there's something that matches thematically, generally, we'll throw it in as a bonus song. And that bonus song this time is Love Song by The Cure. Because it's fair to say that Joy Division is an extremely influential band in the indie rock scene, and The Cure is a compatriot, and certainly a lot of people, if you dig Joy Division, you might also dig The Cure. So to play Love Song by Cure, I am happy to welcome not only Adrienne Comale, who wanted to play on Joy Division, and I said no, because not realizing Emmy didn't even ask to play on Joy Division. She thought she was obligated to do so. And most importantly, Her Royal Highness Sharon Marmito is here. Sharon is our associate producer.
Hey,
Adrienne is our
everybody.
data scientist. I love what you're doing here with the cape.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
is Thursday Cape Day, and I missed the memo.
she wears this in meetings when people don't, when she feels like people aren't
Right,
taking her
they're
seriously.
They're
It's
not
like,
giving her the respect she
Exactly.
deserves. Hashtag Sharon's cape. That's a good look for you, I have to
I
say.
agree. This is why I've been wearing it all week.
Yeah, absolutely.
she has.
Bringing capes
true.
back.
That's right.
So thank you both for diving in on Love Song. Again, I'm not expecting any real insight into the song. I just said, does anybody want to play The Cure? And you were going to do rhythm, but you actually found that the rhythm on this was a little tricky, right?
Yeah, and the rhythm has a bunch of like weird like pretzel chords in it,
What are
and
pretzel chords?
There are chords where you put your hands in really uncomfortable shapes, and
Yeah.
you have to be able to switch between them quickly.
and
yeah.
yeah, and all I do is play
It's
power
not an
chords really
official
fast.
term,
Oh,
just so you
okay.
know.
Thought I missed
But
that. Smith.
no, I heard the term pretzel chords was one of the first guitar magazine I ever bought. Something about I think
Oh,
John
wow.
Mayer in it. It was like a whole thing about jazz chords. I was like, all right, that's a cool term. I like that. And I was playing this, and I was like, no, like I do power chords real fast. That's all I do. So, but the, I mean,
you're in a metal
here's
band,
the thing.
right?
Yeah, sort of. But the thing is, look. Story for another time. The rhythm pattern is actually really fun. It's hard to play. Well, hard to play. It's just once you get used to the chord shapes. But the lead path is really cool. I really like it. It's super catchy. This song is incredible. Like I'm not a Cure guy really. I've always liked them, but they're not a band that I like actively listen to. And I've had this song stuck in my head for like 3 days now.
All right,
so.
cool. You wanted to play Joy Division because you had a loved one who was a big Joy Division fan. And you
Yeah,
were like,
well-
oh, I kind of want to. Yeah.
Well, it turns out she's also a huge Cure fan because she was, one of those sad kids in high
Perfect. So
school.
you're getting brownie points.
So yeah, hi babe, I love you.
Wow.
You're getting brownie points for playing The
Exactly.
Cure. All right, let's do it then. It's Love Song by The Cure. This is available in the game already on all platforms, so if you like this, you can get it right away. Ain't no problem with that. After this, Q&A. So if you have questions for the team, particularly for Adrian and Sharon, hit us up in the chat now, and we'll tackle them as soon as we're done this song. Here's Love Song by The Cure.
That bass line is so good.
So I want to say what a good job you both did, but really all the comments have been about the cape.
Yes.
Actually, Bitspiel brings up one really good thing, which is this is a perfect opportunity to talk about vibrato. So throughout this song, when you're fretting the note, you're not just holding it down. You're moving your finger a little bit so that you get a vibrato effect. This is a great way to practice that technique because it doesn't come naturally. It's not something that you get right away. You really have to practice it. And there's different ways to do it. There's a wide vibrato where you just move your hand a little bit more, and then there's more subtle vibrato where you just move it a little bit. But yeah, I looked over and you were like doing all the.
Well, I put vibrato on everything, so that's the thing to be aware of with vibratos. Once you master it, you're going to use it all the time, and you're going to put every long note. You just go.
So you've mastered it.
No, I just know kind of how to do it.
All right.
But no, this is a good song to practice it in because it's like all the actual vibrato stuff. Like it's not like it's in the middle of like super busy phrases or anything like that. So it's a good way to get used to it.
They're tremolos. Are we using it wrong?
Yeah, he's using it wrong. It's tremolo in the note track.
No, I think Bitspiel's wrong because he brought it vibrato. So really, let's blame it on the community. I'm okay with that. Tremolo is fast picking
that's the thing.
And vibrato.
But I'm playing vibrato. That's the point. But I think what David's saying is that I'm reading wrong.
Oh.
I'm supposed to be.
Oh. Oh, all right. Well, you did it your way.
Exactly.
That's great. Hey, if you have questions for either Adrian and anything about his job as our data scientist and Sharon and her job as a cape model.
Wearer of capes.
Wearer of cape. And also our associate producer. She's one of the people that keeps the train on the tracks. Now's the time to ask some questions about that stuff. Because both UB Jurassic and UB Vertigo are in the chat room, and we've got a document here where they let me know they surface all your questions. So we've got a couple of minutes to tackle some stuff. I do have to say that Bisco Bid said, "I knew we needed more Sharon. I now know we also need more capes. Maybe fewer Brians, but more capes." Hey, we're actually getting a new Brian. I don't know if anybody's noticed that, but the incoming community manager. Who will be taking the role of from Doug when Doug takes the ComDev role. His name's Brian. So that's exactly what we needed is another freaking Brian. I'm sorry.
He's not in the chat right now.
He is. He's UB Jurassic. UB Jurassic is Brian. So welcome, Brian. Welcome to the crazy family, the crazy extended family. Hashtag too many Brians. I agree.
Not enough Brians.
And yeah, that's exactly. UB Jurassic is like, don't be knocking Brians now. He's all offended.
Team Brian.
Team Brian, don't even get them going. Brew Ghost wants to know, and this is because our audience never forgets a personal guitar. Sharon, where is the white Thunderbird? So you're playing the Office Thunderbird, but when you had the opportunity to buy your own guitar, you bought a white Thunderbird.
I did. I brought it home because too many people were touching it in the office.
Now, did you buy white because that's what was available, or did you specifically think like, you know what I want? I want like a beautiful
I really
Olympic white.
It.
Yeah.
I really, really liked it. It was really pretty.
You did let me play it once. It was very, very nice.
One time.
Once.
That was the exception, Dan.
And then but then I had to clean the strings because that's part of the rule. I don't have a lot of questions that I see. I mean, there's so many silly things going on today between the Cape and the fact that we have new people, many people welcoming Brian to the team. So I guess that's it. I guess you're off the hook. You don't have to say anything, and I'm too tired to
happy to not embarrass myself on the internet.
So. you did fine. Even though you don't. I mean, it's fine. You don't know the difference between tremolo and vibrato. If only you played Rocksmith, maybe it would explain it.
I know, man. I should probably do that.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah. All right. Well, in any case, thanks. If you have further questions that we don't get to, first of all, I will try to answer anything in chat before the end of the show that sneaks in. But you can always ask us questions online. We're at the forums, of course, at rocksmith.com. We have our own forums. Plus, we're on social media. You can reach out to us at RocksmithGame on Twitter. We're also /Facebook. That works totally fine. We do answer those questions. We do our best to try to answer your comments and your questions in our social media areas. It's something of a point of pride. So thanks for tuning in. Thank you both for playing on The Cure.
Thanks for having us.
And, of course, in case you missed it, we do have other songs that may be of interest. Now, I pointed out The Cure there. We played Love Song. And that's from our 3-song pack that we have for The Cure. Now, the 4th song on there, Friday I'm in Love, is in italics because that means it's not in the pack. Now, because I'm kind of not very good at this, I forget whether that song is on a disc or simply available as a single. Do you know if that's a single? Sharon knows everything. Sharon, wearer of capes, knows everything. And so, if you want to get Friday I'm in Love, we don't get the clearances for all the songs from a band at the same time. So what happens an awful lot of the time is that we'll start with the ability to we'll get like 3 songs, and so great, let's put that in a package. But we had actually asked for like 6 or 7. And so if 1 or 2 songs shows up later where we get the permissions later, we throw them into singles packs and stuff. The other thing up there is the police. Now, I know this is not necessarily directly related to Joy Division, but honestly, we could use some more variety in our library for this era of music. And the police later became very commercial, and had big hits with things like Every Breath You Take and whatnot. But, their earlier stuff is kind of scrappy, and Roxanne and Message in a Bottle are a bit more indie rock. So that's why they're here. Police were one of the first bands to really popularize using rock and some sort of ska influences as well, but not really being a ska band the way that you think. So in any case, if you were interested in seeing how people play with different types of music, and particularly stuff that was out there in the late 70s, early 80s. I'm talking like 78, 79. The Police were a compatriot of both Joy Division and The Cure in the music scene at that time. So that's why it happened. So all of these are available now. If you're interested, check them out in our library. Those of you may realize that there's a Steam sale, a surprise Steam sale going on right now. So a lot of our DLC is on sale, and I believe both The Cure and the Police packs are going to be up there. Hi and welcome to the last song of our show this week. It's the Joy Division DLC pack that's available this week in Rocksmith 2014 Remastered on all platforms except for the Sony ones, particularly in Europe. We are having a delay for the DLC. We're having some technical issues on the back end, and I'm not sure whether next week's DLC will be affected as well. However, we will be doing more DLC next week, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But we are looking into it. We're aware of it. We're sorry if you're a big Joy Division fan. I know this was a very pleasant surprise to a lot of people, and yet you can't get it if you're on a PlayStation platform in Europe yet. But we are working to fix that. If you have any questions about that, please yell at our very, very brand new CM, UB Jurassic, to really break him in. Brian needs your abuse to be seasoned. No, really, we will keep you informed as to. Please be nice to Brian. Don't scare him away already. He's a nice guy. But we will do our best to keep you updated on the situation. And because I'm getting the information from the one and only Emmy Batista, who was here before, so she's on the case. Don't worry. My name's Dan Emmerich. I'm the community developer for Rocksmith, and for our final song, I'm welcoming the note tracker for this one, which is Andrew Levin. You did this one, yes?
I did do this one.
You did this one. And you may remember Francis Lung, who is one of our localization specialists, artists. What exactly, what do you do?
I adapt marketing material for Canada, Mexico, and Brazil. And I'm also a production artist, so I actually make those changes to those assets, creating web banners, packaging, and all that.
Okay, so you build international marketing materials and packaging art.
Pretty much, yeah.
Is that fair? Okay, that's cool. I mean, somebody has to do it. It's not like that's a problem. And you brought one of your own guitars. Is this a Fender? Is this a Squier? Is this
that's
a Mexi?
Mexican standard
HSS?
HSS, yeah.
Baby, that's nice. Lake Placid blue. I
know.
I approve. I have a thing for blue guitars, so what are you going to do? And thank you for being flexible, because you had also asked, you were one of the many people here who's like, I got to play on Joy Division, but you also wanted Disorder. And I bumped you from Disorder because Nolan has never been on the show, and he had a very strong connection to that song, and I was like, I believe you. So thank you for jumping in on what's only Joy Division's biggest hit. You had to settle for the song that everybody recognizes.
I actually thought that more people would ask for Love Will Tear Us Apart, actually.
Yeah, I did too. But apparently the hardcore fans are like, no, that's the single. Everybody else is into that, but I know what the real deal is. So you're going to be doing the lead on this. You're doing alt lead.
Alt lead.
You're doing alt lead. Yeah, I had that wrong in my notes, and thank you for catching that, because Andrew was like alt lead when I was finishing that talk set. Yeah. And you're jumping on bass, and you decided to do bass. You wanted to do bass on this because you said it was kind of interesting. There's some bass chords or some tricky stuff going on.
It's really carried by the bass. This song. I really actually has very little guitar.
So that's why you didn't want to do guitar. Because you're like, I'm not the star. I don't want to play that.
It's more okay. So
I can spin anything so that it makes you look bad, Andrew. That's part of my gift here as the host.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it's mainly, there's a lot of bass chords. It's the bass is played in a very unconventional way. It's really almost played more like a guitar.
All right.
A lot of chords. It's really driving. And the main guitar player for Joy Division actually plays synth on the song, and the lead 2 part is the synth part. It's not actually guitar. I thought it would be cool to see if I could match the tone of the synth with the tone designer, which was a lot of fun. So went in the tone designer and got.
We do have 200 sounds in Tone Designer, like it's 200 instruments or something like that. Oh, I'm thinking of session mode. Sorry, we have 200 instruments in session mode. But yeah, we have something crazy like 150 different effects in Tone Designer. So I'm sure you found some sort of synth pedal in there.
Not exactly.
Damn it!
There is a synth pedal in there, but that's not what I used. It was a lot of chorus and reverb. And
so you just stacked things until you got a synthy sound.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was fun, and then I sent it over to Brendan, and he did a little bit of cleaning up of the sound, and that was pretty cool. And so yeah, so the lead 2, the alt lead that you're playing is the synth part. The lead guitar part. Pretty much.
It's pretty much the bass lines, right?
It's pretty much the bass line.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And it's pretty much just because the bass line is really the most iconic part of the song in terms of it really sounds like a guitar. So I thought it would be cool to, for the lead part, teach the guitar players how to basically play the bass part on the guitar.
Okay.
And then the very end, if you listen to it, the song is super layered. There's a bunch of different parts kind of creeping up in different parts of the song. And so at the very end, there's some kind of lead acoustic guitar stuff that I put in the lead arrangement as well. And then the rhythm part is just kind of, I took the chord progression of the song and put it in the game.
All right.
Yeah.
Shut up. Let's play. It's Love Will Tear Us Apart, which you will probably recognize by Joy Division. And alt lead is the synth line, and the bass is unusual and interesting. So check it out. After this, another Ernie Ball giveaway. That was very good. You done good. Both of you. You done good.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, good. I was like, what do I have to say to get a response? Right.
Love you guys.
I love you guys. Love you guys. I have to say that we just had a pretty funny thing show up in the chat. Fafner the Dragon linked to a sign for a divorce attorney place called Joy Division, and it says underneath, "Love will tear you apart." I mean, this. Oh, what a terrible joke, and yet what a wonderful joke. I love it. Pretty straightforward. The bass really does drive that song, and the synth is what you would whistle. You know, like if you're humming it in the shower or whatever, that's what you're gonna hum.
Also,
is
pretty
that
much the
synth.
vocal line seems.
Yeah. They follow each other. So
Yeah.
yeah, groovy.
Yeah, it's
Thank you
pretty cool.
both. Much
you.
appreciated. You're free to go. Well, no, not yet. Wait until we at least cut away from the camera. Put the camera on me. Put the camera on me. We've got, well, actually, put the camera on the prizes because we've got some prizes to give you. We've got that second Ernie Ball prize pack to offer you. And it looks exactly like this. You're going to get exactly all the same stuff that the person who won earlier in the show won, which is brand new picks, Ernie Ball picks, a dozen picks from Ernie Ball, 3 of our hyper collectible pink Skullboy Rocksmith picks. You can only get them here. You're going to get a brown. At the moment, the color is brown for the nylon straps. Brand new Ernie Ball strap. Good to have a spare on you. Put it in your gig bag. Maybe give it to a friend who needs it. And then, of course, you've got the strings themselves. Ernie Ball, famous for their Slinky brand strings. Many other brands as well. They've got different things. The Slinky Cobalts, I know, are very popular among our audience. And now they've got some flat wounds that sound bright, which is interesting. I'm very eager to try those. But in any case, you're going to get the world-renowned, very famous cornerstone of the Ernie Ball string brand, the regular Slinky strings, both for guitar and bass. You're going to get the Wonder Wipes. And that's a way to keep your guitar clean and make your strings last longer. If you clean your strings in between playing, then they will actually last longer. It's the oils from your fingers that cause them to corrode. Some people have more oil in their fingers than other people do. But if you keep them clean, you can keep them on longer, and you don't have to use that peg winder nearly as often to change your strings. So you're going to get everything you see on the screen. All you have to do is win the random giveaway that UB Vertigo and UB Jurassic are going to let you know how to enter right now. And if you are the winner, a couple of things that I want to remind people about. One, you will get a whisper here on Twitch from either UB Vertigo or UB Jurassic asking you for your personal information. That's going to be your name, your address, and your phone number. Our mailroom needs your phone number. We don't use it for anything nefarious. We don't keep your information. It's just to ship things to you. Furthermore, please do, especially if you are an international winner, so maybe that answers one of your questions. Yes, you do not have to be in America to win this prize pack. Please let us know how to format your address. Put slashes in between where you would normally have a different line, because I actually have a lot of trouble. This happened, I ask this every week, and yet last week we had a winner that they literally left off half of their address. And I had to go look it up and figure out, like, how does this look on the envelope? Don't do that. Let me make it easy for me to send you this great Ernie Ball gear by letting us know your full address and how it should be formatted. So the sooner you answer once they have contacted you as the winner, the quicker they send me the information, and I can mail those boxes off to you. So good luck to you, and thank you to Ernie Ball for those prizes. Obviously, we love giving those things away. And it's stuff that everybody can use. I specifically said I want to put together a prize pack that's useful to somebody who's just starting out or who's maybe been playing for 10 years. You know what? Everybody needs strings, and everybody appreciates a spare strap, and so they were like, we get it. And thank you very much to our friends from Ernie Ball for continuing to support you getting free things is really what it comes down to. So what happens next? Next week is going to be new DLC. What is the DLC going to be? We'll give you a clue, literally a clue. We've got a puzzle to post tomorrow in the Rocksmith.com forums. That's from our friend Rolling Stone 222. He gets full credit for this one. He has created a cryptic little puzzle that you can solve with your fellow folks in the forum. Go there tomorrow at Rocksmith.com, click on the DLC section, and you will actually be able to solve that in real time. Again, be helpful. Everybody else is going to be helpful. Don't be the one person that's not helpful. But you're expected to work together and not just shout out like, I think it's this band, because people are trying to, you will not be confirmed until we see what the thought process is that got you there. You really do have to solve the puzzle. Even if we've had this happen before, people guess because it's what they want, right? Like, I think it's going to be this band. And it turns out they're right, but they didn't show any work. And we're like, well, no, you're not allowed to shortcut the game like that. This is not Far Cry where you just put down the controller for 20 minutes and then you finish it. That's not how this works. So, yeah, go to rocksmith.com tomorrow. Look for the clue thread that will be in the DLC area and chip in and see if maybe your little brain thoughts can help the hive mind to solve what the next DLC will be. You will get a confirmation of an artist and a song tomorrow, and then you'll find out what the theme of the pack is, whether it's an artist pack or a mix pack or whatever it could be. We know, you'll know tomorrow. Other than that, yeah, check us out on the social medias. If you don't want to do that, or if you don't have time to jump in, or you just don't want the hassle of having to figure it out for yourself, well, we'll start posting on Sunday, giving you clues and confirmations on our social media channels. So check us out on Twitter. We're at RocksmithGame. We're also at RocksmithGame on Instagram. And over on Facebook, we're facebook.com/Rocksmith. And yeah, you'll get all that same information. Any one of those portals, you are welcome to chime in on any of those. And like I said, we do answer posts. We try our best to sort of address things there. Because you took the time to ask us, we should take the time to write back and give you the information you're looking for. Once again, there is a Steam sale on right now, so if you're looking to pick up some of our DLC, again, we have almost 1,200, we have almost 1,300 songs. A large amount of those songs are currently on sale. So check that out if you're a PC or a Mac player, or if you'd like to be a PC or Mac player, because this is probably not the last Steam sale you're going to see. But also, if you want to, what was the other thing I was going to mention? I don't even remember anymore. Oh, yes. Joy Division is available on all platforms, except right now we do have a delay on PS3 and PS4 in the European Union. So I'm sorry if you're using the EU store for PlayStation. The team is aware. We've made Sony aware. We're trying to work it out. We're trying to figure out where it all went wrong, but more importantly, when it's going to go right. So keep track of our social media. That's when we, ask us for updates, but we'll give you updates as soon as we know as well. So just keep an eye on our social media channels, and hopefully this will all work out sooner rather than later, because, hey, you just saw how great these songs are, and you're going to see it again as we leave you with the trailer. And hopefully, if you can play it this weekend, enjoy it this weekend, see what you can learn from this. It's pretty groovy stuff, and we'll be back next week, Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, right here on Twitch. Thank you for being here. I'm Dan Emmerich. I'm your comm dev. See you next week.
Getting faster, moving fast, and now it's getting out of hand. On the 10th floor, down the back stairs, into no man's land. Lights are flashing, cars are crashing, getting frequent now. I've got the spirit, lose the feeling, let it out somehow.